Is it okay to consider divorce when you're in a sexless marriage? And the answer is yes, but there's some caveats. So I got asked this question. I get asked it multiple times a year, but I've been asked it twice in the last few weeks. Basically, when is it okay to consider divorce in a sexless marriage? And I'm sorry, if you're supposed to be monogamous, then and only one person can you have sex with, that person doesn't unilaterally get to decide, I'm no longer interested in sex, and it means you can't have sex either. That's just not the way the world works. So you got a couple of issues here. Have you worked on yourself, leveled up, and become a man that is attractive, who builds connection and intimacy that a woman wants to be with? See, there's an issue here. Nobody is owed sex. Yet, some guys get lots of sex with their wives. Now, again, every woman, especially with menopause, there's different issues. Some become more sexual, some become less. There are seasons of low sex, no sex in relationships after babies, lots of kids around. Those are seasons. That's not a sexless relationship. And yes, women have their own issues with body image issues and what have you. But the question of, at what point can you say, yeah, I don't want to live like this? It's after you work on yourself and level up. I have helped, I'm not even sure how many men heal their sexless marriage. I know in mentoring men, we have seen statistically unlikely reversals. We've seen a lot of men turn around and no longer have sexless marriages. And none of it was because they focused on what their wife was or wasn't doing. It's because they did the work on themselves and really stepped up. And she noticed, and and they led the change they wanted to see, and they created a version 2 loving, connected, deeply intimate relationship. So it is possible. It is statistically less likely after 5 years. Not that it can't be done, but it doesn't happen as much. And so at the end of the day, if you have worked on yourself, you have leveled up, and you are a grounded, calm, confident man who loves all other aspects of life, and you don't want to live in a sexless relationship, have no guilt with initiating a divorce. Also, something to keep in mind, you're going to catch shame and judgment and criticism from her. And my question for all of these men, when you're saying, and a man has a sexless marriage, and the good Christians want to say till death do us part, but here's the thing. Is the relationship loving, connected, and deeply intimate, and the only thing lacking is sex? Typically what I find is it is a cold and distant relationship, not a close, intimate, and connected relationship. She might be unpleasant to be around. So the issue is actually easier in that case. You still have to do the work on yourself and lead the way. And so this is one of the reasons, if you're in this situation and you're going to be considering divorce, it's why I created my course. This course can save you 10,000 plus in a divorce, because if you don't know what you're to expect with divorce, making this decision ill-informed could be disastrous. So there'll be a link to the course below. One of the things we find is education reduces anxiety when it comes to divorce. And the thing I want to tell you not to do, and we talk about this in the course, no matter what, is don't threaten divorce. It's one thing to initiate a divorce, say, hey, I'm going to divorce, I want a divorce, but don't ever use it in frustration or anger or as a threat, because let me tell you, it may become real. All right? Thanks, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.